Hello! Yes, it is me, Sun Jim. Hi! So today we are going to be comparing the two apexes of the Sonarian world, Ghartokus and the Kendyll. We're going to put these two together, compare three things: their stats, abilities, stats and abilities, price and demand, and battle tactics, more like tips and tricks that you can use when you use these creatures. So let us begin. Starting off with stats and abilities, let us begin with the Kendyll. Kendyll is a large Tier 5 semi-aquatic carnivore that is built for ambushing and close combat. It has a max health of 7,000 HP, an attack of 620, total weight is 13k, and a bite cooldown of 1.2 seconds. Kendyll is stacked with passive abilities. It's built for grabbing its prey and slowly crushing it to death with its bone-crushing jaws. It possesses a charge ability, which is the Crush Charge, Berserk ability, the Dart ability, making Kendyll one of the most stacked creatures with abilities. With all of these status piling on Kendyll, it easily makes Kendyll one of the most powerful and easier to obtain Tier 5s. Making it one of the more common Tier 5 to use for newer players. It can also give newer players an experience of what it's like to use a powerful apex predator. Rather than paying an expensive price of, let's say, 10k, players can easily get the Kendyll at a price of only 500 to 1k mushrooms, making it easily one of the cheapest Tier 5s in the whole entire game. When it comes to aquatic battles and ambushing from the water, this is the creature you want. It has the perfect stats and speed for ambushing out of the water. On to the Ghartokus. The Ghartokus is also a Tier 5 terrestrial carnivore with a max health of 7.5k, a damage of 600, a weight of 23,800, and a bite cooldown of 1.5 seconds. The Ghartokus is built for close combat, even taking certain creatures. Creatures like Grammos, Luxies, and any others you can think of, other than Cavos, Coros, and Boreals. The Ghartokus has an ability called Fortify, with at the click of a button you can remove all bad status effects, which is very overpowered for a Ghartokus. It too also has the Crushing Bite Charge, giving its victims bone break each time it is fully charged. It also fits the Ghartokus for its bulky build and its bone-crushing jaws, like the Kendyll. Rather than not having the long snout, it has a shorter snout, but its teeth are perfectly designed for crushing creatures' jaws, just like the Kendyll's. If skilled players grab a hold of the Ghartokus, they can actually take down bigger creatures far from its size, like Ghartokus and Venuella. However, it is a massive risk. The only way a Ghartokus can take down a Ghartokus or Venuella is if they tail ride it using the Strafe ability. And only then they have to hopefully not break their pattern of tail riding in order to get the guaranteed kill and not be grabbed by the Ghartokus or the Venuella or any creature really that they're facing up against. Prices and demand. When it comes to prices of demand of these two powerful predators, there is actually a shockingly massive difference. Kendyll's average price ranges around 500 to 1k mushrooms. Its demand isn't the best, but it's not so high where people are going to charge as much as they can for it. It's just below the meh part where people won't charge much for it. But for all of the power that the Kendyll has, it's actually the cheapest Tier 5 out there. One that new players can easily get a hold of and experience what it's like to hold and play with such a powerful predator. And what it's like to play as an apex that normally they would not get to experience with during they're experiencing later gameplay for them. Now onto Ghartokus. Ghartokus has the same problem. However, it is way more expensive than Kendyll, with prices that normally go up to 8k to 10k due to it being an artifact creature. So, yes, the price is very much and priceful and expensive, but the Gar has more luxury to it and is more of an accomplishment than the Kendyll, which is easily obtained, meaning that the Ghartokus will not be obtained by newer players until later in their game experiences, whenever they get more mushrooms and they have more experience on why Ghartokus is so expensive. And finally, we have tips and tricks. When it comes to playing as either of these powerful predators, players usually tend to just attack and go into a fight without planning any strategy. But there are some great tricks you can use when you play as a tier 5. First, if you're using a semi-aquatic like the Kendyll and you want to sneak up on someone and get an advantage in a battle, roll in mud anywhere on the map that immediately hides your scent, and then you can move along freely, undetected. As we all know, playing as a tier 5 can be a pain. The lack of speed that tier 5s have are a lot of problems for a lot of creatures. But there is a way to fix that problem. Just cower for 10 seconds, and then you will have the cower debuff. Yes, it reduces your damage, but it boosts your speed dramatically, so you can get around the map a lot quicker than normal tier 5s with their classic speed. And for the final tip, when you're playing as a tier 5 or Ghartokus or Kendyll, be sure to aggro for 10 seconds. This will boost your damage for 10 seconds. And it will double your damage with 50%, leading you to, hopefully, the battle winning in your favor. It can be any creature that you fight upon, other than a Boreal and a Cavo. And with that note, we're going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do consider subscribing if you want to. This project took me a while, as you can tell from the lack of uploads, and I apologize. This is my first voiceover, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe.